Good evening. Oh, it must be raining. You're off. Good evening. And welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education's regular school board meeting. It is so great to see a packed house. When you agree, board members? Yes. We're pleased, and we're hoping that you certainly will enjoy our students this evening. Public notice of this meeting was given to all board members and associates, and they notice dated January 5th, 2023. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting adequately provided and specified the time, place, and the manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Clerk Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Guadalupe Center, Edgewood Acres, downtown, and the Winslow Township post offices. And this is our mission statement.
Mission statement of the Winslow Township School District is large and diverse growing community. Said in all schools, attended by all levels, critical thinkers, and comprehensive. The district, in partnership with the community and the climate of cooperation and mutual respect, to provide an academic environment that values excellence and diversity, encourages students to strive for social excellence, and assists them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and necessary to be a positive
Thank you, Mrs. Steele. Roll call, please.
Ms. Brett,
Ms. Dredden, will you ask the chair to take the motion?
Ms. Martin, present. Ms. Moore,
Present.
Ms. Diaz, present. Mr. Thomas,
Present.
Ms. Thomas, Ms. Stevens, present. And Ms. Smith.
Present. Thank you, Ms. Nelson, for the presentation.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
(2022-23) district goals. Number one, student achievement. Continue to implement the best practices for delivering instruction. The students utilize all available and appropriate instructional models. This shall include A, ensuring articulation at all grade levels throughout the district. B, focus on innovative classroom instruction at all grade levels. C, ensuring all students have equal access to equipment and resources needed to facilitate and promote student learning in a setting. B, evaluation and updating all district programs, including athletics and extracurricular activities. E, accountability of all district staff. Number two, continue to foster a safe and positive school environment that is conducive to teaching and learning. A, focus on building relationships among staff and families that will result in increased learning and more effective instruction. One, promote communication and feedback opportunities. B, emphasis on collaboration with all district stakeholders. C, promote an inclusive, diverse, and compassionate learning environment. And number three, market our strengths and achievements to all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent, caregiver, and community support. A, continue with our public relationship marketing plan. B, continue to work with the various advisory committees in the district. And C, focus on refining our communication methods to better market our schools.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Moving to amendments, page 2, awards and presentations. Dr. Woodley?
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and community, we do have a presentation this evening
I would like to call Mr. Billy Jackson, principal of school number 6, and he would come forward and introduce his staff and students. Mr. Jackson?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Friends, Dr. Boutique, Superintendent, Department of Assistant Superintendent, and President. Dr. Excuse, our distinguished board members and citizens. I have the honor this evening of introducing a band and orchestra. They are here performing tonight. They are performing this morning at School 5. And our concert is tomorrow evening in Louisville, beginning at 7 p.m. sharply. So it's my honor at this time to introduce our orchestra led by Ms. Jan and our band led by Mr. Garland.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It is such a joy to be here this evening to present you. We have a wonderful program for you. This is just a portion of our full concert program. Each group will present 2 pieces. The band will play 2 pieces, the orchestra will play 2 songs. And we are just very grateful that we have this opportunity to allow students to come perform here at the middle school. And so without further ado, we're going to play our first song called Tread Path, and I'm going to have Dylan is going to tell us a little bit about Tread Path. Just stay right there.
Hi, my name is Dylan Adams. I've been playing the cello for 2.5 years. Tread Path is one of the ethnic dances in the Nutcracker Valley, composed by the late 19th century Russian composer Peter Tchaikovsky. It is based on a traditional Ukrainian folk dance known in Ukraine as Trupak or Trepak. It's your turn.
Pardon, there is some electronic mishaps. I need to connect the Wi-Fi with the.
While she's fixing that, the band will start for you. Okay? First song that we would like to do for you is titled Shop for You. Thank you very much for allowing us to have this opportunity to perform for you. Thank you very much for allowing us to do what we love to do, and that's to teach you universal language. So we say thank you. First song that we'd like to do for you is titled Shop for You.
And our next song we're gonna play for you is called African Adventure. And I'm gonna have Sanai. She's gonna tell us a little bit about African Adventure.
Hi, my name is Sanaa. I've been playing the violins for 3 years. African Adventure, composed by Robert Shelton, takes us all to Eastern Africa coastal towns of Kenya and Tanzania, where the Swahili people sing the toothless song that paints colorful and vibrant melodies with tribal sound and beats. Enjoy African Adventure.
So you're not going to leave here today. Mr. Gardner, Ms. Chan, I would just, on behalf of the board, would like to extend to you congratulations on just a great, great performance. I do know, by the way, that this weather, as it is not the best friend of instruments, especially our strings and our brass, but you've done an extraordinary job. And I would like to say to the parents, we're all familiar with the soccer mom, the football mom, the basketball mom, but let me tell you about the music mom. The music mom has to make sure that they get there for rehearsal. And let me tell you about teamwork. Teamwork. The band and the string orchestra. Teamwork. And we talk about coaches. Should I say more, Mr. Gardner, Ms. Chan? But let me just end by saying this, and I like to use this because I believe this is a quote from Aristotle. He said, I would teach the children music, physics, and philosophy. But the most important is music, when the pattern of the arts are the keys to all learning. So thank you. Thank you so much.
To our students, we say thank you for all the practices, for this fine performance. To our parents for coming back each on Wednesday afternoons after practice, thank you for all your efforts. And we have a special going for tomorrow night. The concert is free at 7 p.m. So hope to see you all there. Thank you. To our parents, students, go back. We have the exit. Those of you that are parked in the front, I'll walk you back to the front. And then we will use the exit door next to the band so that you do not have to come back for the meeting. So, thank you. Thank you.
just speak with them briefly. And of the three applicants who completed the application, I believe two are here tonight, Mr. Wade and Mr. Mitchell. And so they'll take it alphabetically. And so, Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to ask you to come to the podium and just continue to read questions for us. Okay, how are you, Mr. Mitchell? Very good. This is really not any kind of an interview. Again, it's just a brief introduction for you to board members to get ready. Let's just start by having you tell us how you've been no, we don't want to hear date and month, no. We just want to know, how long you've been a resident of Winslow, and you can share with us any, organizations, past and present, in the township that you've been involved in.
So I try to moved here in 1976 on the power just passed. So these are the kind of courses. So my father always wanted me to graduate from college. I was moved to go back to school for law. Currently grad student. I'm predicted to see graduate undergrad. Next year I will be married with doctoral program in social sciences on the university. So, right now I'm a case manager for services. Noise, overdose, alcohol disorders.
Now, board members, at this time, I would ask if you have any questions that you would like to ask Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, I have one.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes. What high school did you graduate from?
It's what I can.
That was a
We wanted to hear that.
And so, any other
So,
questions?
Mr. Mitchell, you served in other capacities within the township of Westfield, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently the chairperson of the John Robbins. I've served on the Human Relations Team, Homeschool Equity Council. I can go on.
You were also a member of committee man for Board 3.
Yes, ma'am. I was a committee for the board.
I can't remember the year.
I can,
That was Park and Rec that you were responsible for.
Parks and Recs, maybe more than this, which I didn't know about. But, I pride myself in getting to know.
Mr. Mitchell, just one last question. No other board members have questions? Mr. Mitchell, the citizen of Oxford, what, can you tell us what it is that causes you to step up to the forum?
The word advisory. So really, I just want to know how I can help.
It's the best thing to do. I like it. I think it says a lot. So, board members, you have no other questions? Mr. Mitchell, thank you. You have a seat.
I put my thick skin on and that's all it's going to be.
Yes, that's all it's going to be.
Okay.
That's all it's going to be. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Have a seat.
Okay, good.
Our next applicant is Mr. Wake. I believe Mr. Wake.
I was a coach, several sports. I was going to have a jacket. 20 years old. So,
Good. evening, Mr. Lee. How are you? Great, good. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for stepping up. It's so good to be a part. Same question. Can you tell us how long you've been a resident? And can you share with us any involvement with government organizations that are part of the township?
In total, I've been a resident of Winslow, I guess, about 20 years. I moved here when I was in 10th grade. I moved out, and then I ended up coming back once I became a father. So my son is almost 13, so I guess it's about 20 years that I've been living in Winslow. I'm an English teacher at Winslow. And also, I had investment I don't have a resume, but that's what I did. I was able to coach a Little League soccer team here at Winslow at the rec league. And I just want to get more involved. So, so I guess I got some resume.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wade. Board members, do you have any questions? Any other questions for Mr. Wade? Oh, Mr. Wade, I think that's it. If you have a seat, I'm just going to take just a few minutes right now to ask the board to give you a motion to appoint you and Mr. Mitchell to the top.
Thank you.
Board members, at this time I'm asking for a motion to appoint Mr. Wade and Mr. Mitchell to the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Motion to appoint Mr. Wade and Mr. Mitchell to the Citizen Advisory Committee.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Guthrie. No further questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call please.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Now, Mr. Wade and Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to ask the advisory member to the Citizen Advisory Committee, and that would be Mr. Peter Martin, to let us all know exactly when the first meeting of the Citizen Advisory Committee will take place and where.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming this evening. The first Citizens Advisory meeting will be February 2nd at 7 p.m. in the administration building. And gentlemen, I'm sure that you have your emails because there will be an email sent out to remind you.
I think you finished, is that it, Ms. Martin?
Yes, that's it.
Mr. Wade, Mr. Mitchell would also get, the next thing would be communication, letting you know exactly what was said by Ms. Martin, letting you know exactly when and where, so logistics, and further information on the Citizen Advisory Committee. So, thank you and welcome. I didn't. Yes, good, thank you. Board members, please hold. Ms. Law, I just received the announcement that I'm mistaken. I submitted an application. Okay, that's not a problem. Ms. Law, we will check with the secretary to make sure that we have all the meeting and you should know it's not a problem. So now, we'll see you next board meeting, which will be February 8th. Okay, you'll get a reminder. Okay. Moving now, board members, I'm still on page 2, correspondence. Thank you. At this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve the board meeting minutes for the board meeting that was held on Wednesday, January 4th, both open and closed sessions. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the board meeting minutes for Wednesday, January 4th, open and closed session.
Moved by Mr. Evans, second by Ms. Thomas. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Martin? Yes. Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Wall. Moving now, board members, with regards to the minutes for the January 11th board meeting, I'm asking for a motion with the updated minutes that was forwarded to us for our meeting that was held on January 11th, 2023. So therefore, I'm asking for a motion to approve, open and closed.
Motion to approve meeting minutes from the open and closed session on January 11th, including the updated minutes.
Moved by Mr. Evans, second by Ms. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Cecilia? Ms. Martin? Yes. Ms. Moore? Yes. Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving now, board members, to our committee reports. With there being a report at this time, out of our athletic committee.
No, not this time.
Thank you. With there being a report at this time, out of our education committee.
No, Madam President, but starting February 14th at 4 p.m. every second Tuesday of each month. They will meet via WebEx.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Would there be a report out of our diversity, equity, and inclusion committee? Ms. Thomas, can you speak to your mic?
Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm sorry. So we did meet January 18th. However, I do not have a meeting minutes. I'll have it for next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Thomas. Moving now to our marketing committee. Would there be a report out of our marketing committee?
I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of our meeting. We met today at 3 p.m. via Zoom. In attendance, Ms. Evans, Mr. Davis, and myself, Cynthia Moore, Mr. Thomas, and Ms. Evans. Some of the things we discussed were the strategic marketing plan. We are planning to discuss that at our next meeting and go over how we can update it and follow some of the items that we're putting together in the plan. For Black History Month, since the principals are here, we'd like to ask if you can share some of the highlights from the programs or assignments, whatever's going on at your schools during that quarter, so that we can share them with other parents and the public. Feel free to send me information, or you can send it to Mr. Davis, whatever is more comfortable. We are having a town hall meeting on March 22nd. More information about that will be forthcoming. We would like to continue sharing the good news about Winslow, honorable other academic achievements, sports, music, band, etc. One of the things we talked about was expanding our posting next door, because that goes out to the entire community. We'll also be discussing Women's History Month, that's coming up in March. And we're also looking to get, if we can, the analytics regarding the district website, so that we can see what kind of traffic we're getting. So that's pretty much it. We'll have the official minutes submitted prior to the next meeting.
Ms. Moore, one question. You indicated that it was, that it would be, or you were considering the board scheduling a town hall meeting?
Dr. Coaching can give you information on that.
Okay, thank you. Moving now to our operations committee. I do know that Ms. Drake is not here, the death of the family. So I think it's interesting that we receive that important return.
Madam President, we were scheduled to have a meeting next Tuesday, but it's been today. Family, so we're waiting on what was
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. Moving now to the policy committee. Our policy committee will meet tomorrow. The schedule for our policy committee meetings will be the fourth Thursday of every month at 5 p.m. via webinars. Citizens Advisory Committee report at all, Ms. Martin?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Moving down board members, I'm still on, moving down to the top of page 3. I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report. However, before I ask for that motion, there's 2 changes that we need to make. First page appears on page 6, number 25. It should say high school breakfast barbecue. The change here would be for the account number. The account number that appears on our agenda is 96471-079. We simply want to change those last 3 numbers to 081 on that account. The second change under this report is on page 8. Page 8, number 36. Where it reads the preference membership. Again, the change is in the account number. The account number as it appears right now is 11190-100. I think that's 610-00008. With that, 610 should be changed to 500. Those are the only 2 changes that need to be made before I move forward. Any questions on those changes for them? All right. So therefore, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report with the designated changes as it appears at the top of page 3. It continues through to the top of page 9. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the superintendent's report, pages 3 through 8 with those 2 changes.
Moved by Ms. Harris, second by Ms. Thomas. Are there any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Esposito? Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Moving now, board members, on the middle. Page 9, Business Administrative or Secretary's report. That begins at the middle of page 9. As you can see, it continues through to the bottom of page 14. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the board secretary's report beginning on page 9 and going to page 14.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. Will there be further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Esposito? Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson? Yes. And Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. Moving now, board members, on at the top of page 15. I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it begins at the top of page 15 and continues to the bottom of page 17. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report beginning on page 15, going through page 17.
And this motion has been made upon the recommendation of the superintendent. If there are no further questions or comments, roll call please.
Ms. Esposito. Ms. Martin.
Yes.
Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Ms. Diaz.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Ms. Thomas.
Yes.
Ms. Peterson. Yes. Ms. Day.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Ford. Board members, moving now to our agenda. Is there right copy that's given in our report? So board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it appears on our agenda, beginning page 1 and following through to the middle of page 2. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report as it appears on our agenda, pages 1 and 2.
Moved by Ms. Diaz, second by Ms. Thomas, to be determined upon the recommendation of our superintendent. Thank you, Mr. And no further comments or questions, hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Esposito.
Yes.
Ms. Martin.
Yes.
Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Ms. Diaz.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Ms. Thomas. Yes. Ms. Peterson. Yes. And Ms. Day.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. Moving now at the top of page 18, Open Public Records Act, Ms. Boyle.
Yes, Madam President, between the period of January 6th to January 19th, we received and responded to a reopen request from Delta Public Records. They want an electronic copy of the specifications for any other documents associated with the project, circulation funds. They requested from the middle school. Those records were supplied. Received a request from Ms. Betty Stone, she wanted data as to how many students have been choiced out of Greenslip School and are receiving their education from the public school choice program. That is provided. And then we received one request from Ms. Stacy Smith and Mr. Jamar Adams. They wanted a camera in front of room 113 on December 12, 2022, between 11:30 and 12:30. All cameras in the back hallway outside the school teacher's lounge, and the third one was in front of room 112 on the date of December 2nd, 2022. Two of those records were supplied. The third one in front of room 112 was not provided because no video wasn't recorded during that time period, so there was nothing to it.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. Moving now, board members, to old business, will there be any old business that you care to discuss at this time? Thank you. Moving now, board members, to new business. If you have new business that you care to discuss at this time,
Madam President, I have a few things that I need to discuss, if I may.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes, as you all well know, I've been on average, which guy, been up to the school, like I said, about year 9 time, I'm looking at the scenes to talk about our youth and some of the good things that are doing. Our girls basketball team is a phenomenal team. They're doing some good things. We actually have a student who's 187 points away from 1,000. It will be a great milestone for us. Our wrestling team is doing some great things. We have 3 female wrestlers. So that's a great task for me. So I mean, also have a fundraiser for youth. There's a feeder program for our wrestling program. Had the opportunity to meet these, she's very resourceful. She had a lot of experience in coaching and basketball. I think she will be an asset for what we're doing here in Municipal Township. The boys basketball team is playing very, very hard. Of course, our girls track team is state champs, the boys second state champs, and our 4x1 state champs as well. So I just wanted to report on that to say, no, it's not official, it's just an informational item. It's bragging on our youth here in Westwood Township and loving on them and telling them, good work and keep on a great job.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas, we'll take that. Any further new business? Hearing none, we will now to informational items.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and committee, I have 3 information items for this evening. As you know, at our last board meeting on January 11th, we had our trial run at the administration building to improve live streaming of our meetings. For those individuals whom I've spoken to who were not present, they stated that that particular location, the sound was great. There was no background noise, none of the kinds of things that we normally have to address while being in this particular setting. They could hear the speakers, everything that was said, not only from those individual board members and speakers, but anything that was happening in the room itself. So with that being said, it's definitely a situation for us to consider. However, there is one concern. That moving our board meetings to the administration building would eliminate what we have here tonight. We could not have performances for the amount of individuals who showed up tonight. We could not come in that particular setting. And of course, we encourage our young people and our parents to come out to perform for us, and we do not want to discourage them, nor do we want our principals to have to cut back on the number of young people performing just to accommodate that group. So I think at this time, ladies and gentlemen, with what I've stated at this point, the board will have to decide what we want to do, because at this point, we're going back. And each time you change the setting, it has to be advertised in advance. The only thing about the administration building, we didn't have anyone call in, so we're not sure. We were prepared. We believed it would work much better as we had everything else. But that's the only part that I can't address tonight. But I think as a board, we have to make a decision. And we're going to do one meeting there and the second meeting here. That's the desire of the board, but we have to schedule quarterly, which means we have to change our quarterly schedule that we have already approved in the board, of course, and let the community know that. If not, it's going to be one person or another. So at this point, Madam President, there's some discussion, some late discussion, but I think that's something the board can have to decide. Very, very simple.
Well, absolutely, Dr. Marshall, but let me say this, our next board meeting, February 8th, will be over at the administration.
If that's what you want, January, we will not try. However, if you want our first meeting in February to be there, we have to advertise so that everyone knows that change the next meeting has been advertised in February.
Okay, board members, is this something that we need to discuss further, or are you prepared to discuss it this evening? Any recommendations as to what's the best way? If you would think about it, we certainly can schedule to have this discussion at our February 8th meeting. But I need to hear board members what your pleasure is.
Mrs. Pitts, Ms. Moore? Yes.
Yes.
Do you know far enough in advance if we're going to have a performance so that we would be able to schedule those meetings here and then keep the regular meetings where we don't have a major presentation at the administration building? We do have schools assigned for each month, so we do know that there are performances scheduled for February through May. We don't know at this point the size of that group or number of students, so I can't address the size of the group. But it's my understanding we did look further enough. The February presentation will be in March.
So the February 8th presentation will be a large meeting.
No, the second meeting,
22nd.
yes, we will have a large meeting.
Any other comments or suggestions, board members?
I have a question. Always the second meeting of the month.
Yes, yes. And well, we only state the performances of the net. June 7th, the first meeting is superintendent's board, which we definitely have to be here. Yes, no question.
Well, I can make a recommendation that that first meeting at the administration. And then the second meeting here.
Well, that sounds, if we want to make that a standard, procedure for us, since we do have 2 meetings a month, we are certainly fulfilling our obligation to the state, because as a board, we really are mandated to meet once a month, right? This will be twice a month. And if I'm correct in hearing, Mr. Procedure, you saying that perhaps we can now establish that our first meetings will always be held in the administration building, and our second meetings will be held here. Is that what we heard?
Right.
Board members have comments?
I have another comment.
Yes, Mr. Moore.
It doesn't solve a problem. You know, it's a mandate. We still need to, for example, we need to have quality, getting fee for any department. So, you know, like for tonight, I can only imagine what it's like. It would be great if we had that same quality for every meeting. So I think that what we're suggesting is a temporary fix, but we still need to fix the overall problem.
Yes, Mrs. Ward, of course, board members, the reason we moved to the administration building as an option is to fix the problem that we have. As long as we're in this particular place, we're going to continue having this problem. There is no fixing the middle school cafeteria. It is not conducive to our students. It never has been. Based on this present structure, it will not be fixed. Concrete, soundproof walls, background noise, all these things are going to continue to be what it is as long as we do. So I'm not sure exactly how we fix that second meeting. As long as we're in here, there are those suggestions for us to fix this issue.
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
I'm in favor of the WSC proposal, though it may not be fix all, but it definitely is a step in the right direction. It shows some flexibility with the community, it shows them that we're hearing what they're saying, and that we're working on it. And I think it's a step in the right direction, and then we can revisit it down the road and see what we can do to continue to move forward.
Mr. Thomas? I agree. So therefore, any other comments? Because at this point, it seems that at least we are taking the first step. If that is, going with the recommendations of Mr. Procedure, the first meetings, we advertise that they will always be in the administration building, and the second meetings, we advertise that they will always be. So, Mr. Thomas, before I ask for a motion, will you be any further discussion? Mr. Thomas, will you put that to a motion?
Make a motion that we have a standard school board system with the first meeting that will be met at the middle school, and the second meeting will be met at the BOE. The first meeting will be at the BOE administrative,
Right.
and the second meeting of the month will be here.
Thank you. This motion is your second. Ms. Thomas? Okay. Motion made by Mr. Thomas and seconded by Ms. Thomas. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Procedure? Yes.
Ms. Martin? Yes. Ms. Moore? Yes. Ms. Cannon? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And Ms. Thomas? Yes. Sorry for the motion carries.
Thank you. Madam President, I have two additional information items. As Mrs. Moore mentioned earlier, the next town hall meeting is March 22nd, which is our second meeting in March. As you can recall, earlier in the school year, and as recommended by the board, we had two town hall meetings a year. We have yet to determine the topic of the town hall meeting. Of course, we had time to plan to do so, but that second town hall meeting will be March 22nd. March 22nd. All right? And the last information item, ladies and gentlemen, Winslow Township Middle School will be hosting the New Jersey School Board Association 8th grade dialogue on March 30th, 2023. Winslow Township School District Middle School and District will have students from across Camden County. They will be representing their home schools and districts. Those young people are normally the cream of the crop of those districts. Many of those young people, of course, will be asked various questions. Those young people will be asked to respond to those questions openly. We have sent a student from Winslow Township Middle School to various 8th grade dialogues, and we've been well represented for years, and of course, we anticipate that we will be prepared to do so this year. It is an opportunity, since the asked us, of course, we accepted that offer, gives us an opportunity to have the other schools in the county, school district, and receive the content we have to offer. We're looking at hosting that dialogue possibly here, because we have a large group to accommodate at least 65, 70 students. We also have the space where we can provide fresh instruction. Dr. Martinez, we have you the auditorium is not available because our spring play is in that same weekend. They already have that set up already. We checked there first. The only thing they asked of us is that at least we must have the stage, provided with microphones, and enough space to accommodate the number. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam President, that concludes my information items for this evening, unless you have any questions to address items 2 and 3.
Dr. Martinez, do you have any further questions? So we will move down to our public comments, Mr. Long.
Thank you, Madam President. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We also believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that the speaker follow the guidelines for making public comment. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. We respectfully request that you follow these procedures. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, state your full name and address. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, submit your questions to the Board of Education with your name, address, and telephone number where you can be contacted. In the event we're unable to answer your question will be answered in that manner within a reasonable time frame. And lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve, moving into public comment.
Motion to approve of public comments.
Moved by Ms. Nieves, second by Ms. Thomas. All in favor? Any nays? Thank you, Ms. Boyle.
Ms. Vaughn, roll.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Wanda Claude. I live at 30 Melville Court, Cedarville, New Jersey. I'm just coming to inform the board that we have definitive dates for Juneteenth celebration, which is going to be on June the 17th, 2023. And Family Day will be held on August the 19th, 2023. And I'm just bringing this to the board because we would like to also have participation of our students again this year, as we had last year. Their art that we did last year was beautiful. And we would love to be able to have a little bit more input and more participation from our school. As soon as we get more information on, I will have a liaison from our committee to reach out to someone from the board to give you more information on how the school can participate with us in this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boyle. Will you have that person, that liaison that you're going to have to reach out to the board? They would reach out to Mrs. Moore because she's the chair of our board. Mrs. Moore? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I actually have two questions for you. One is that, I don't know if you're familiar with a policy that I've never ever heard of in the district as long as my kids have gone here and as long as I've gone to rental schools, is that, there is a rule about pickup of children after a certain time, and I would just like to have a copy of that policy and when is the cutoff time for pickup, because I ran into an issue this week that really disappointed me because I have a son that's in middle school and he plays basketball and it was his last game of the season, and unfortunately I got there with 2 minutes remaining in the game. The game starts at 3:45, but it was away, so it was in Morristown. So I have younger children that are at school through, and unfortunately, the way that the time that I got off and I tried to get my younger children, and I actually was told that I could not pick up my children. It caused me to miss my son's game, and I just wasn't aware of this policy, so I would like for someone to really kind of give me up to speak about changing the policy.
May I just ask for clarification because I'm not sure. Were you going to school 3 to pick your children up early?
Yes, I went to go pick them up early because if I would allow them to come home on the bus, we don't want to be here if I'm going to be from Morristown. So I have to get them, but at the time that I got off, at the time that I was able to get to the boys' school, you know, it was maybe like 10 to 15 minutes before school was out, but I was told that I was not allowed to pick up my kids. And that just was like, how is anyone to tell me that I'm not allowed to pick up my kids? So, are you aware of this policy? Because I was never aware of this, and all of my children have gone to school.
But there's nothing necessarily policy. You have procedures in place where they live at the school day, for example, each grade level, for example, is from 8:30, without knowing the particulars. The only question I would ask, you had this conversation with your principal?
Actually, the building principal did not speak to me. Actually, the secretary is the one that spoke to the principal and just basically told me, yeah, I tried to explain, like, you know, my son has a game, he's in middle school, but, you know, this situation is the amount of time away, I need to get my kids. But I didn't feel like the game was enough for me to disrupt my children's education for a bigger part of the day.
And you ran it, you said 15 minutes before school was over?
It was, I probably got there at 3:15 but parking it and to get into the building, okay, it was like maybe three. I'm going to really honestly say like 3:18, 3:19 or something like that. And they just really were just like, yeah, you can, I'll let you on the side of the building, you can go at 3:30.
Rather than try to respond and answer the question hypothetically, we do have early dismissal procedures in place. So I would ask that give me an opportunity to speak to the building principal, find out the specifics of the details, and I can get back to you tomorrow with specific answer. Because it's a little difficult for me not to be able to answer without having a conversation.
I get it, but you know, that's very disheartening for my son. That being his last 8th grade game,
Right.
and he's looking at his hands for his mom, and I'm not there.
And I understand. I will be back.
Next, I'm still kind of confused about it, and I'm so sorry that, you know, it feels like an attack on you guys, but I'm still kind of confused why we still have a teacher that is teaching that, you know, a baby is being abused. Like, why? Why are you still there?
That we can't answer. I can't answer that question.
You can't answer why a teacher couldn't teach.
We do not answer to personal matters of public safety at any time or in practice.
That's what. Yeah, I don't even understand why it's not even something that you guys could do.
Excuse me, Judge, I'm sorry, you did say 4 minutes, and the topic that you now is a legal matter, and that basically is what we cannot respond.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Please excuse my voice. My name is Dina Holmes, and I'm from 21 Candlestick Lane, Centerville, New Jersey. And I hate to belabor the point, but I'm back here again to beat a dead horse. And I don't have any new concerns for the board. I'm just still here to fight for justice for the pre-K 3. I'm not here to mention names. I'm not here to slander anybody. And I come as graciously as I do every time. Every time I meet with every one of you, I'm gracious. I'm as gracious as possible because I keep saying the same thing. I believe if we work together as a community, we can get through this impasse. I mean, there's no reason that we should be stuck at a problem like this because we all have the same goal: safety for the students. Safety for the students is paramount. And that's all we're asking for. You know, I'm not asking for anyone to be terminated or humiliated. I just want safety for the students. And that's just, you know, that's all I want. Because if we walk away, if the parents walk away, then justice will never be served. I mean, we just celebrated Martin Luther King Day. And just like I said last time, if Martin Luther King walked away, the people of color would not be sitting on this dais right now. It's because he stayed and he fought and he persevered and he was relentless. Him, Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin, who was the first Rosa Parks. All of these people fought and they did not give up. And it's important, you cannot give up when you're standing for justice. And I just want to make sure that the students get what they receive, you know, they get what they deserve. So I don't know, it just seems like everyone's passing the buck, and no one just wants to like jump in and take care of the problem. And the answer to the problem is not move your kids to another district. You know, that's kind of the feeling that we're getting, but that's not the answer. You know, this is our home district. We don't want to go to a choice school. We want our students to be a part of Winslow Township. We want to attend the family days or the community days and the different things we have. But in order to do that, I mean, we have to work together and not, you know, be nasty to each other So, that's all I really want to say. I know a lot of parents aren't able to come out or just don't come out. A lot of teachers are just scared to speak up, because they're teachers. And we know retaliation is real, no matter how much we say, whistleblowers, well, retaliation is real. And as a teacher, if you open your mouth and you say, I saw this or I saw that, whoop, here goes your SGL score. It's like, whoop, there goes your observation. You're not proficient anymore. And we know that happened. And, I just would like for everyone to just be able to come to some kind of conclusion on this. So we have to be steadfast and we have to keep coming to these meetings until we figure it out. Because we will not be silent and we will not settle for substandard learning environments for our students. We will not cower in the face of adversity, and we will not sit by while systemic injustices continue to metastasize through the district. It's like a cancer, and we gotta get to it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Holmes, I reside at 21 Candlestick, Sicklerville, New Jersey. To the board, will be brief because we're not going to beat a dead horse. But as you know, there's some unhappy parents that are dealing with this issue in preschool 3. So, can you give us an update of anything? I'm not here to ask a million questions. We've been through this a lot, but as a parent, to have no update, to me, doesn't sit right. So can you at least inform us, the parents that are here, what type of update is going on with the situation in preschool 3?
No, we can't get updates, sir, I apologize.
Will we not get an update at all?
Tell you right now. If that changes in the future, then I would like to see.
Let me back in. Good evening, my name is Teresa Colley. I'm 728 East Lincoln Road in Winslow, and I'm here at Brenda is wrestling for high school, and I just wanted to share an experience and give credit to the character of our wrestling team. On Saturday, the 14th, we were at a quad in Cherry Hill East. And all I will say is that as a parent sitting in the stands, it was uncomfortable. And I inquired with Coach Watson if the students were feeling and hearing the comments that I was hearing regarding Winslow in our schools. And he said they weren't, it was not the wrestlers, so it was parents. But there was a moment where a wrestler was getting hurt, he got hurt, but it's a physical sport, these things happen. But one of the schools, their kids stepped up to the mat, so Winslow's wrestlers stepped up to the mat, but in an instant, with a look, Coach Watson looked at our boys and girls, and they just backed down. They were all respectful. They did not comment. They didn't react. It was great. I felt like doing not nice things to the parents in the stands for the students that there were comments made about, but they were great. Coach Jones, Coach Watson, Coach Goodman, Coach Cole, they deserve credit for the way that our students, our wrestlers handled themselves. You could tell that there was respect for the coaches, but they were very well behaved and they represented our school well. And I was proud that our son was back in wrestling for Winslow and that that's the team that he's on. So kudos to the coaches and to the team. And that brings me to point 2. I dive in. So it seems that there's no, I'm going to look at you, Mr. Thomas, because athletics, you might be able to help me. I received the policy from Mr. Stowell about a booster club. I want to help. I don't know who I asked, but it seems that we're supposed to get board approval before we do anything or establish a booster club. So if you can direct me to who I need to be in touch with, there's a few parents that want to get together and do things properly. I told them, I was there before, I think we do need board approval for several of the things we would like to do. So it seems like their booster club, if they had one, it's not current. So you just direct me, I'll work with whomever to get that going, because it's a great group of kids, small, we forfeit so many weight classes, it's very sad, but if we can help in any way, we would like to do that. But I want to do it the correct way.
Two things, Ms. Cullen. The first step is to is and the second step, because we over the years have helped establish those booster clubs, is the moment we usually have paperwork. But I do know we have some booster clubs, some sports is already in place. So it's just a matter of us having an idea what it is, and get you started, and we'll work with the two sides.
That would be great. I saw that an insurance policy was necessary to indemnify the board and some other things, and I was like, over my head, let me ask, so.
We will assist
Okay, so contact Mr. Merlin.
you. Yes, that's so. And the second, what school district
We were at Cherry Hill East for a quad.
were they hosting?
They did.
Were they the only school we were busting?
No, it was Cherry Hill East, Burlington High School. I thought it was in Dublin. I don't remember, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And us.
Cherry Hill East and Benedict.
But I did ask, I had to go down, but it was not the wrestlers, it was just parents.
Well,
So
it can also be drugs. That's why I'm saying.
it was felt, it was, we were very aware.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Paul Mines, I live at 105 Brooks Drive, right here in Detroit. My daughter attended school previously, she graduated from there. And she left the school initially. We ran into problems when she got to the third grade. And it wound up infringing on her religious rights and her civil rights, and then there was retaliation. I don't think much had reached the board. We kind of got stymied as we tried to reach the board. My wife came to the Board of Ed office on two occasions. One occasion it was actually closed. The other occasion she made it in. She was trying to make a report and get a meeting, but that didn't happen. On another occasion, we were able to make a phone call in and make a complaint over the phone. But it took a while for a response. At one point, I did get a response from someone at the Board of Ed office. I won't name names now. And I was directed to, file an HIV report. We got the response to the HIV report. That wasn't satisfactory. I wound up suing. And there was much retaliation towards my daughter, there was retaliation towards my wife. And during the case, all of a sudden, my name was thrown into it. A year into the case, my name was thrown into it. Unsubstantiated, not investigated. I have some documents that I want to share because I'd like to request a hearing over the matters. Actually, you guys are, you never really hear about it if there's a case. You're kept out of it, the details are pretty much kept out of it. You guys are released from that case, except the lawyers made mistakes. Now, I just
dismiss the case, which you guys were already removed from. But during the case, unfortunately, I had to subpoena evidence, and when I did, we found manufactured evidence that was subpoenaed and then given into the court. One of the lawyers for the school was fired, another lawyer took over, and in an effort to make sure that he got to get summary judgment at some point, or even be up for summary judgment, the information that was put in, which the previous lawyer had kept sealed and only gave to the judge and only gave to us. Well, actually, I shouldn't say only gave to us because it's another point of contention. Potentially, everyone was given the same data, which would have to do with school records and some nursing records. And to me, that's a first class issue. And so it was given to the judge, that's okay. I subpoenaed that information. But then everyone that was listed as a defendant was also given that information, and I was never given a list of who received it. I asked on the record in court, so it was given a list of who received it. So, in an effort, at one point there was an appeal, and everything was shut down, and the new lawyer wound up publicly posting my child's, well, it's not my entire child's record, which I'm still trying to get a hold of. So one day I need to come in and view my child's records. I don't want to run the time. But because if you didn't know, I'm telling you now, and I'm going to do some documents that you can investigate. Then I'll be back and we'll have a hearing about the issue.
Mr.
Fine.
Two questions.
Sure.
HIV investigations can be appealed to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
I don't recall any.
I didn't feel it there after what we went through. We went through a year, like there's some written documents, there's notes, and a whole lot went on in that last year, the third grade for my daughter. And she is actually about ninth grade, she's homeschooling, that's the route.
You said she's in ninth grade?
Yeah,
And this situation occurred when she was in third grade?
when she was in third grade. I've been in this case until this week.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
We had an attorney for front
Yes.
I don't recall the case.
Exactly.
I don't recall the case either, so there was not a case I ever participated in.
There's an outside firm that represents me. That's all in this case.
The only thing that would be, it would be for the insurance carrier sign.
They already scheduled this is firm.
That may have happened. I don't know the status of that. I can't allow anybody to give a comment. Yes, the status, you know, I hear the gentleman's concern, apparently there was some communication in court. I don't know who represented us, I don't know what happened. I just know that apparently there was some communication in court that may or may not have been resolved this week, or
It's resolved. You're okay.
or that there's avenues of appeal. I don't know.
Mr. Just for certain times, I understand you have to document you can leave with us.
Yes. So, affidavits, the initial, which had a lot of details in it.
So what I have is exactly what you have.
No,
This
I
Okay, so this is, all of this is in reference to that particular case.
I need to, we're actually, paper captures, well, that's the case. I get for you, and I missed, I tried to print it, but I think I missed it.
And the firm that represents you is here.
It's not, I didn't.
Give me an opportunity to review these documents, how much perhaps this is, I'll get back to you.
And then, how do I request a hearing?
Well, yes, but the process is, once you go through the HIV investigation and there are findings, you receive a copy of those findings. If you disagree with those findings, by law, you have the right to appeal to sue. That's why I asked you, because I don't recall seeing people. And you're saying that you're talking about, let's say if I receive an appeal now, we're talking about a case that took place when you go to the third grade, and she's now in ninth grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily be appealing that now. Most of what happened when I got that HIV report was, it said nobody knew what we were talking about. Yet then 60 pages of documentation was produced after I had put in subpoenas for discovery and had to compel that discovery.
And which school did you say it was?
It was school one.
School one.
There's a few people that no longer work for school one.
There have been some changes.
Yes.
Yes.
So I wanted to make you aware of this.
All right, I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes those that have signed up for public comment. I'll check with the executive to see if there's anybody waiting on, I'm saying no. That concludes those that have signed up.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn public comments. Motion to adjourn public comments. Moved by Mr. Evans, second by Ms. Thomas. All in favor? Any nays? Thank you. Mr. Roman?
Yes, Madam President, there is a need for an executive session this evening, although I don't think it will be very long. So therefore, in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Winslow Township Board of Education will be adjourning into executive session on January 25th, 2023, at approximately 8:35 p.m. Of the 9 exceptions permitted by law which allow us to do that, I would identify item 7, matter related to pending or anticipated litigation regarding student matters. And I would, speaking with Dr. Potito earlier today, as we typically do on daily meetings, I would anticipate that the executive session would be approximately 20 minutes. And I cannot say at this point whether we may or may not be taking any action coming out of the executive session. I believe so, but I can't say with certainty. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roman. Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion for approval of moving into executive session.
Motion to approve moving into executive session.
Moved by Mr. Evans, second by Ms. Thomas. Roll call, please.
Ms. Esposito? Yes. Ms. Morrison? Yes. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Mieles?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, board members. We are now recessed into executive session.
Mr. Bernard?